Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Design, and today I want to talk about a stove that I'm Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Design, and today I'm in the process of figuring out how to tip everything over when I'm doing a video. Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Design, and today I'm looking for the correct stove for me personally to carry in my pack. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different set of circumstances under which they use a stove, so I'm trying to figure out which would be the best one for me. And I've actually done all the science on it now, so I'll tell you what I've learned. I made this video once and didn't come out real good, so this is the second shot at it, so hang with me, okay? I usually, during the day, just eat snacks and stuff, and then, excuse me, I have an allergy attack here I'm trying to get through. So in the evening, I usually cook a good hot meal. Maybe during the night I'll have some hot cocoa, depends on whether I'm sleeping well or not. So I basically cook one meal a day. I might cook two, so we'll go on the on the assumption that I cook one meal a day, and then we can work from there. So since I don't need a lot of water to cook my meals, all of my meals take between 1 and 2 cups of boiling water to rehydrate. So the biggest pot I'd need would be for 2 cups. That's the way I work. And I could have 3 cups and make enough for a meal and enough for coffee, but I usually don't do it that way. I usually go with a small pot, 2 cup max, and this is a pot I'm using as a crazy cooking kit. Now this comes with a pot stand, and for those of you that are ordering crazy cooking kits and wondering why I'm having such a hard time with the pot stands, I'm not having a hard time with it, but the problem that you run into this is, unlike the other pots, it's not wound at the bottom, it's wound at the top. Long story, but anyway. So if you put a regular pot stand on, it doesn't index on the wick, it goes right up like that. So what I've done is, I've made a pot stand that has a set of standoffs inside, so when you turn it over, it hits, and that works pretty well. Now I've got a shortened duo cab here, duo ucab. That's duo because it's 2 wicks, and I named it the duo for that reason. And cab is compact alcohol burner. I don't call them stoves because they're not really stoves. They're alcohol burners. And ucab would be ultra compact alcohol burner. You can see that fits on there quite nicely. And the beauty of this whole thing is that if you turn this over, and that goes right in there, and your windscreen, which is more than big enough, goes right in here, and the remote for the stove, which I'll get into in a minute, there's room for that. There's room for the fuel line, the stove, and these 1-ounce bottles I'm using, there's room for 3 of those. So I'll get this below the fuel line. You'll see what I'm talking about. Almost impossible, but there we go. There's room for 3 of those in there, and the lid. And let me hop up a second and get the carry case, which I seem to have lost. There we go. Not a well-planned out video, but hey, I'm lucky to be able to make it at all, the way things have been going today. Then this fits in a 16-ounce Ziploc container, and on top of that goes an 8-ounce Ziploc container, and then this ring has a center cut out, and it goes over the whole thing, and there you have it. There's room enough in there for a cigarette lighter too, or matches. There's an entire cooking kit, everything you need to boil 16 ounces of water, and you can eat either out of the pot, which I don't recommend because the pots are hard to clean. I recommend that you put your dry ingredients in here, and after you've cooked, which is relatively simple, This is your remote, and take the cap off your bottle, put your fuel bottle on, flip it over, plug it into your stove. That'll feed your stove. There's a notch in this to go over your hose. Put your pot in, put your water in your pot, put your windscreen around, put your lid on, light your stove, cook your meal. When you get done, I recommend dumping your dry ingredients in here, dumping your hot water into your dry ingredients, and I carry another lid for this pot in the top of my pack with a piece of Reflectex on it to keep it warm. But you can, if you don't want to go that way, just go like this, close it, and you don't really need any insulation in the summertime. By the time that meal is rehydrated, it'll still be a little bit too warm to eat, so you really don't need any insulation in it to keep it warm. But if it's cooler, or even in the wintertime, you can wrap it up in a sweatshirt, or you can go with a Reflectex pot cozy. And that takes care of that. Now, to get to the point that I originally made this video for, this is a remote that I don't sell yet, but after this video I may have to. Very compact, like I said, it'll fit right in the pot. This is a ucab stove, fits right in the pot. Now, I hooked this up to a 1 ounce bottle and fired it up on a normal setting with the wick set at 1/4 inch, and set a stopwatch, timed it, and I was amazed to find out that on this 1 ounce of fuel in this bottle, that this stove ran on high for 27.33 minutes. Well, that's a long time, and that's good heat. I also found that it took about 8 minutes to boil my 2 cups of room temperature water, 55-degree water. So if you do the math on that, 8 minutes, that would be about 3 pints of water, or 3 meals you could cook on this one ounce bottle. That's 1/3 of an ounce per meal, which is unheard of frugal. This is a very efficient stove. So this one bottle would cook 3 good meals per day, or 3 good meals on 1 ounce of bottle. And if you're only cooking 1 meal a day, it would last you 3 days. That's probably about the way I'd go. And if you were going to really, cook your meal at night, then at night have coffee, and then in the morning have oatmeal, 1 ounce would do you for an entire day. That's pretty frugal. Now, if you're going to use 1 ounce a day, this is a 2 ounce bottle. That will go 2 days. This will go 4 days. And this will go 8 days, more than a week. On the other hand, if you're only cooking 1 hot meal a day, this will go for a month. This will go for a week and a half. And this would go for, a week. And this would go for 3 days. So that gives you an idea. That's pretty frugal. That's that much alcohol for a month. Or if you do a lot of cooking, a couple weeks, or a real bunch of cooking, a week, 1 bottle. That's amazingly frugal. These stoves are amazing, to say the least, compared to what we're used to from the 60s and the 70s. This technology has really come a long ways. And this is what I'm going to carry: the Crazy Cooking Kit, and a ucab, and a couple of 1 ounce bottles. I usually am not out for more than a couple days to a time, and if I was going to really be perfectionist, I'd carry an additional 2 ounce bottle, which is more than I would ever need. And this is very realistic for cooking in a shelter. I wouldn't say that you would get this kind of fuel economy out in the wintertime trying to melt snow or in a high wind, but if you can get in out of the wind in a shelter somewhere and the temperature is 45 degrees or higher, you'll get this kind of efficiency, which is, in my opinion, which that and 50 cents will get you a lukewarm cup of coffee, is pretty amazing. It's an amazing little stove, and very compact. Well, I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design. Get out and hike, take a friend, cook some really great meals out on the trail, and enjoy the trail and enjoy your meals with a friend. And more important than anything, have a great day. Bye-bye.